Have you ever wondered why the exact same car, same engine, same model, same everything, recommends 0W-20 oil in the United States, but 5W-30 or even 10W-30 in Europe, Asia, or Australia? It sounds like a tiny detail, right? But this tiny detail could cost you thousands of dollars in engine wear or repairs, depending on where you live and what oil you pour in. Some mechanics blame fuel economy laws. Others point to climate, oil chemistry, or engine design. But the truth, it's a blend of engineering compromises, corporate strategy, and emission regulations. And by the end of this video, you'll know exactly why this difference exists and whether using 0W-20 is protecting your engine or slowly killing it. Section 1. Same engine, different oil. The confusing reality. Let's start with a shocking example. Take the Toyota Camry 2.5-liter four-cylinder. In the US, the owner's manual says, use 0W-20 full synthetic only. But in Europe, Japan, or Australia, the same engine recommends 5W-30 or even 10W-30. Or look at Honda's 1.5-liter turbo. US version, 0W-20. UK version, 5W-30. Same turbo, same bearings, same cooling system. So why the difference? Is it climate, roads, engineering, or something much more subtle, maybe even political? Well, let's start with what isn't the reason. It's not just climate. If climate were the main factor, Florida and Finland would have completely different recommendations. They don't. The real reason has far more to do with emission laws, government fuel economy tests, and corporate marketing decisions than actual mechanical limitations. Section 2. The corporate truth, fuel economy, and CAFE pressure. Here's something most car owners never hear. In the US, automakers must meet strict CAFE, corporate average fuel economy standards. If a manufacturer misses these MPG targets, the fines are massive, millions of dollars per tenth of an MPG. So how do automakers squeeze out that extra efficiency? They reduce internal friction inside the engine. Thinner oils, like 0W-20, flow easier, less resistance, better fuel economy on paper. When a car is tested by the EPA, using 0W-20 can boost measured MPG by 0.5 to 1.0 MPG. That's enough to avoid penalties. But here's the catch. Thinner oil also means thinner protection. At high temperatures or heavy load, 0W-20 can shear down faster than 5W-30, leaving bearings and piston rings more vulnerable. That's why the same engines outside the US still recommend 5W-30 or 5W-40. Those markets prioritize durability, not MPG targets. A retired Toyota engineer once said, "The oil choice is not always about engineering. Sometimes it's about paperwork." Section 3. Viscosity explained. What 0W-20 and 5W-30 really mean. Time for a quick clarity check. When you see 0W-20, OW equals how the oil flows in cold weather. 20 equals the oil's thickness at operating temperature. Now compare it to 5W-30. Slightly thicker at startup, but dramatically thicker when hot. This means 5W-30 forms a stronger protective film during high heat, towing, long highway drives, and fast operation. Key idea: 0W-20 equals cold start plus fuel economy. 5W-30 equals heat protection plus longevity. Different countries, different priorities. Regulation versus reliability. Section 4. Engine tolerances. Why some engines can use thin oils. Modern engines, especially Japanese and American ones, are built with extremely tight internal tolerances. They're designed to run on thinner oils to warm up faster and pass emissions tests. But here's the nuance. As engines age, those microscopic clearances widen. A 10-year-old car that came with 0W-20 may actually run better and last longer with 5W-30. One mechanic put it perfectly: engines grow, engines wear, your oil should grow with them. Section 5. The heat factor. The real US problem isn't winter, it's summer. Many people think 0W-20 is used in America because the US is cold. Wrong. Most of the US is hotter in summer than Japan or Germany. In places like Arizona, Texas, or Florida, oil temps can exceed 240 degrees Fahrenheit, 115 degrees Celsius in traffic. Independent tests show that many 0W-20 oils lose 10 to 15% viscosity after 5,000 to 7,000 miles of high heat driving.
Meanwhile, 5W30 stays stable much longer. That's why Toyota, Nissan, and Mazda recommend 5W30 for the same engines in Australia and the Middle East. These places care about heat, not MPG scores. Section 6. EPA versus engineers. Who really chooses the oil? Here's the wild part. Engineers often don't get the final say. Once a car is certified for sale in the US, the oil grade used in the EPA testing becomes locked into the manual. Changing it requires recertifying the entire vehicle, which is expensive and time-consuming. So even if engineers prefer 5W30, the manual still says 0W20. Service bulletins commonly say 5W30 may be used if 0W20 is unavailable. Translation: we know it works, we just can't officially recommend it.
Section 7. Real test data. 0W20 versus 5W30 head-to-head. This isn't theory anymore. We have real-world tests. Case 1. Toyota 2.5-liter 2AR FE. 100,000 miles. 0W20 car, better fuel economy, plus 0.7 mpg. 5W30 car, 40% lower wear metals in oil analysis. 0W20 showed light varnish. 5W30 engine was spotless. Result? 0W20 saves maybe $40 a year in gas, but can cost far more in long-term wear. Case 2. Honda 1.5-liter turbo. 0W20 engines showed higher oil consumption and turbo wear. Switching to 5W30 cut both by nearly half. Even Honda recommends 5W30 for this engine outside the US. Section 8. Will switching oils void your warranty? Good news! Under US federal law, Magnuson-Moss Warranty Act, a manufacturer must prove that your oil caused the failure to deny warranty. Using a high-quality synthetic 5W30 that meets the required specs does not void your warranty. Many mechanics actually recommend switching after 60,000 to 80,000 miles, especially in hot climates. It's not breaking rules, it's adapting to reality. Section 9. Additives matter more than viscosity. Here's something even many mechanics miss. The additive package matters more than the viscosity number. A premium synthetic 0W20 with strong additives can outperform a cheap 5W30. Zinc, phosphorus, ZDDP, detergents, base oils, PAO, ester, Group 3. These all affect protection more than you think. Experts recommend choosing a high-quality synthetic first, viscosity second. Section 10. The temperature truth. 0W isn't about summer. 0W does not mean for winter only. 5W does not mean for summer. The W rating refers only to cold start thickness. At operating temperature, 0W20 and 5W20 behave the same, but 5W30 is much thicker at operating temperature. That's why in hot states like Texas, Arizona, and Florida, switching from 0W20 to 5W30 is not only safe, it's smart. Section 11. What mechanics actually do. Here's something funny. Ask dealership mechanics what oil they use in their own cars. Most say 5W30 or 5W40. One Toyota Master Tech put it bluntly, "We use 0W20 for customers because it's on the invoice. For my engine, 5W30. No question." Section 12. So what oil should you use? Conclusion. If you live in a cold climate, drive short trips, or follow strict oil change intervals, 0W20 is perfectly fine. But if you live in hot regions, drive long distances, tow, haul, or have over 60,000 miles, 5W30 full synthetic will almost always offer better long-term protection. You're not breaking rules, you're thinking like an engineer. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell, because understanding your engine oil might be the cheapest insurance your car ever gets.